I'm here with Mark Nelson of Rio Grande, and we're going to be working with something really interesting today. It's Mokume Gane.
Mokume Gane.
Tell us exactly what that is.
What it is, it's an old Japanese alloy. And in this case, we're using 21 layers of copper sheet and silver sheet in alternating layers that's been fused together.
Okay.
And on the very back is a sheet of Argentium silver, so that the copper, if you're wearing a bracelet, won't interact with your skin.
That's a great point, because I know that's sometimes a concern for some people working with copper.
Right.
Yeah. Now, what I like is that when you turn it back around again, what's interesting is the pattern that you see on there.
Right.
What is that exactly?
That's the pattern of the alternating layers, and Mokume Gane means wood-eye metal. And as you can see, the small lines kind of give a wood-grain pattern with the eyes of the metal kind of looking like little...
It's really interesting.
Wood. And when it's patinaed, the copper really stands out.
Absolutely.
It gives extra detail in texture.
Right. Now, is it hard to work with or pretty easy?
It's very easy to work with. You work with it just like you would normal metal.
Okay.
So,
I'm excited.
yes, and for this project, I wanted to cut it in a disc. And one of the easiest ways to do that and the quickest ways to do that is with a disc cutter.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you first measure it out? I see you have a nice little...
You do.
Circular.
What you want to do is kind of pick the size that you want. And these, there's punches for different sizes. And I want about 1/7 of an eighth, 7/8 of an inch. And I want to make sure that that fits.
Okay.
Okay? So now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and draw my circle in there with an ink pen.
Okay. Now, you're actually working on copper right now, though.
Right, I want to practice first.
Okay.
Mokume Gane is pretty expensive material.
Okay.
So
you don't want to mess it up.
You don't want to mess it up. And once I have my circle, I'm going to find the appropriate hole for it.
That's an interesting piece
And
of
this is
machinery
actually
there.
a clamp.
Okay.
I want to clamp my metal down.
Okay.
So I'm going to spin this until it gets nice and tight. And this lifts up and pulls out of the way. Like that.
Perfect.
Okay? Now what you want to do is you want to take your punch, and the punches have a slight bevel on them, so it's going to kind of shear a circle. And you always want to have wood underneath. If you do this on metal or concrete, you're going to damage your dies. Okay? Now also what you want is a very heavy brass hammer, or a hammer that has a soft head.
Right.
If it's hard, it's going to damage the dies and damage the tools.
Right.
And you want to try and do this in one shot.
Okay, here we go. Woo!
And if you do it right, you should push all the way through,
Wow.
and you're left with a perfect disc every time.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
And just to clarify once again, you know, you want to practice with copper before you get this. I mean, this is actually, you know, not overly expensive where, you know, it's going to be really hard to, you know, prohibitive.
No.
But definitely, you know, if you're spending money on anything that's so pretty, you want to at least practice on the little thing first.
Exactly. You want to try it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put this over near you,
Okay.
and go ahead and slip that in.
So you slip this right in here. This is fun. And you just twist it and
Yeah,
it
just crank it all the way down.
Put this all the way down?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Here I
And
go.
there's your punch.
So which side? To the bezel side?
That's right. You want to make sure
Down.
that that side goes down.
Okay. All right.
And there's your hammer.
Stay clear.
Can you hold it? Really hard. Again. Again. There you go.
Yay.
And then it goes all the way through.
Oh, that's magic. Love
Very
that.
quick. Every circle is going to be identically the same.
Now, do you have to file it down or anything like that
You do,
afterwards?
because the
or-
edges is going to have a burr, and it's going to be very sharp. And to do that, all you need to do is take a file. You want to start with a file because it's going to have a pretty good burr on there. Take a couple of passes all the way around. And finish up with some sandpaper, like around a 400 grit. And make it nice and round.
Perfect. Okay, here's the thing. Since we've practiced on the copper, now it's time to do the real thing.
The real thing, huh? Okay. I'm ready for it.
So I noticed that you put the wood grain side down. Do you, just because it's easier to mark the circle on the silver
Exactly. I can
portion?
actually see the circle on the silver part.
But it doesn't have to be one way or the other.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Now this is a little bit thicker material than the copper, so it's going to take a little more force.
Yeah. I like the fact that, you know, doing it this way, that it's definitely, like you said, it's a perfect match every time, especially for earrings and things like that.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Glad that it took you 2 times on that one.
Like I said, it's thicker material. And if you can feel it, it's pretty sharp
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, yeah, it is, definitely. Wouldn't want earrings like that without filing
No,
it down.
exactly. or anything worn next to the skin. So take a couple of passes with a file, just to knock it down, and then follow up with some sandpaper.
Perfect.
And then we have a disc.
Okay. Okay, so now, we were talking in the beginning, we showed you this one that had the patina on it. These are the ones that one we just cut out.
Right.
How do you get the patina onto it?
How do you get the patina?
Do you have to
First,
prep
what
it
you want to
first,
do,
or?
you want to prep it.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is dip it in a little bit of water.
Okay.
And this is a prep.
Okay.
There we go. And just sprinkle it on. It's kind of
It's like a powder.
yeah, it's kind of soapy, but it has a little pumice in it.
So it has a little bit of grit.
A little bit of grit, a little bit of abrasiveness, and that'll help the patina take.
So you dip it in the water after, too?
You want to rinse that all off,
Okay.
and then dry it off.
Okay.
And once it's dried, now this is a special patina developed really from Mokume. What it does is it oxidizes the copper, but not the silver.
Oh, since there's both elements in there.
Right. If we take that and kind of move it around, and let it, see how that copper is just popping
It just
out?
popped, like a picture.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
now we can take it and wipe it off and rinse it. Now look at that. Look how gorgeous
Wow.
that is.
So actually, what's a good thing is if you put it down next to some of the other pieces,
You can see the
look
difference.
at the difference. And that was pretty instantaneous.
Yes, this patina works very quickly, and it takes very little to do.
I was going to say, so it doesn't matter how much you put on. You only need a little bit, like what you just did, a couple drops.
Right, a couple of drops is going to last a long time.
Obviously, depending on the size of
And
the
the nice
piece.
thing about this is that everyone is a little bit different. So there's a wide range of things happening and going on.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, you know, it's wood grain, but it does have a little bit of a different. You know what? I got to tell you, this one almost has a little bit of an animal print thing to it.
Little animal
To me,
print, yeah.
So you can use it for so many different things. Now, once you get it down like that, what's the next step? Would be
Well, next
just to
thing is
kind
you can shape them however you like it. If you want to dome them or dap them, make them domed. You can drill them and make them into earrings, but just
Now-
by adding an ear wire. Simple, drill a hole, add some ear wires on there, and they're complete. And next to it is a pendant done with a disc cutter, and they're hung so that they can be suspended from there.
I want to show the back of this because I found this really, really interesting. Look at the reverse portion of
Yeah.
this.
I used head pins for that.
Wow.
I love head pins because you can use them for all kinds of different things.
Wow. So you know what also too, because to be honest with you, in my opinion, it's kind of a reversible. Because I would
Almost,
wear
yeah.
it like that too.
Yeah.
Because that's a really cool design, and then it's a completely different look. With the next pendant, we've done all circles so far, but you can do some other different things as well, right?
Right. It's not
Okay.
just cutting discs. You have earrings there with washers that you can definitely cut out very quickly. And the bracelet there is the little crosses where I cut those out of a sheet in an oval shape and then use the disc cutter to cut the detail.
Now, I want to go back to this necklace, the one that's next to the hanging one, for a quick second. It has a little bit of a hammered finish to it. So
Right.
what did you do with that one? in
I took
particular?
dapping tools, which are punches with round balls on the end, and formed it, and then with a hammer went back in and hammered finish it.
That's really pretty. Let me turn it around and see the reverse portion of it, too.
It has a very faceted kind of reflective quality.
Look at that. Now, how did you do the shape of it? Did you use the disc cutter just to cut out certain portions of it, or did you do it freeform, or?
No, I used a disc cutter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it does look like it's kind of half circles.
Exactly. And quarter circles, half circles. The disc cutter is a very, very versatile tool.
Perfect. This is really interesting. I love being able to work with a new medium.
Yeah,
so
me
we're
too.
talking about taking our jewelry making to the next level. This is definitely it.
Yeah, you're good at cutting discs, too.
Give me that hammer. Thanks so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.